tour, trying to soak it up here at Wembley. And we might just take a look at the Australian team that's going to hit the paddock in this first test side. And as we said, there's just the one change from the top team. Belcher at fullback, Hancock, Meninga, McGaw, Eddinghausen. Stewart in for Laurie Daly, who must be heartbroken. Alan Langer, Lidner, Cartwright gets his chance here in his test debut. Sirinen, Bella, Walters, Roach in the subs, Hasler, Lazarus, Shearer, Alexander. Bobby Fulton is the coach, who must be very happy, Graham Lowe. 5 matches, they keep this unbeaten record in Great Britain, but a little bit of a hiccup with Daly.
Yeah, it is a shame for Laurie Daly, but Australia does possess the great depth that they're able to slot another player in who will play a big part in the game. I'm sure Ricky Stewart's kicking will really run this Great Britain side around. And the ground, I don't know whether it is bigger. It seems bigger, it seems wider, and a good kicking game is vital, and they certainly won't lose anything having Stewart out there.
Well, talking of the Great Britain side, Malcolm really has been criticised in some quarters for his selection. Hampson, Eastwood, Powell, Gibson, Afire, Schofield, Gregory, Hanley, the great man at lock forward, Powell, Betts, that's Roy Powell, Dixon, Jackson, Harrison, the subs, Hume, David Hume, Ward, Edwards and Fairbank. What were your views, Graham, of this Great Britain side?
Well, I was a little bit surprised with some of the selections. I was surprised that Kevin Ward in particular didn't go on in the starting lineup initially, but you know, the more I've thought about it, and everyone's told me they are form players, so we'll just wait and see. But Andy Gregory, to me, is the player. He is a very, very good player, Andy Gregory. He didn't play well against Australia when he played for Wigan. He was injured, and he's got a lot of pride, that little bloke, and I spoke to him briefly out there a few minutes ago, and I know that he's going to come out and have a big game and cause all sorts of heartaches and headaches for Australia.
All right, well, Graham Lowe knows him so well. He will stay sidelined with us right throughout this first test. We'll take a break here at Wembley. We will be right back right after this.
It's hard to find what you need. Hard to find what you need unless it's right here, just right here. Oh yeah, just you, just me, just jeans.
These leasing deals on new Holden Rodeo have got to be the way to go. The deluxe pickup's a tough truck and around $70 a week. That's what I call putting your money to work. The Space Cab's extra room comes cheap from only $80.29 a week. Oh, I'm laughing. Or how about this crew cab? Takes a full load inside and out back, and at $85.34 a week. Now that's what I call a tough deal to
Big League Holden dealer now.
Not for the bold press way that it grabs you, not for the cold press way it goes down, not even for that one little calorie while you're strutting your stuff around. There's just one reason, just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
Just for the taste of it.
Diet Coke.
Just for the taste of it.
Oil dripping from your car's engine is unsightly and dangerous. To help stop this problem, add Wynn's Engine Stop Leak to your car's engine without delay. It's scientifically formulated to revitalise seals, gaskets and O-rings, the areas where leaks occur. Without Wynn's Engine Stop Leak, that messy problem could soon become an expensive one. So if you see the leak, seal it with Wynn's Engine Stop Leak. Remember, when it's Wynn's, it works.
From service stations and auto stores.
Grand Sale, Grand Sale, Grand Sale. Where? In Brunswick and Footscray. Franco Cozzo, have the pleasure to present to you Il Modernissimo. Bedroom suites, dining room, and wonderful lounge. Why don't you come for yourself and have a look at this Magnifico? Il Modernissimo, only can found from Franco Cozzo. Buy from Franco Cozzo. Megalo, se Polimasto Franco Cozzo. Trapezeria, crevatocameras, salonia, carrecles, a poto Franco Cozzo. E latte, nagorazite, epipla, sto Franco Cozzo. In Brunswick and Footscray. Nagorazite sto Franco Cozzo. Franco Cozzo per la prima volta in Australia dichiara guerra ai prezzi, grande svendita. Dove? A Brunswick e Footscray. Se i migliori mobili volete comprare, oggi, domani e sempre, da Franco Cozzo dovete andare. Dove? A Brunswick e Footscray. Comprate da Franco Cozzo.
Welcome back to Wembley. What would this great stadium be without the traditional bands that are going to play for the crowd here prior to this first test of the Just Jeans Kangaroo Tour? Hope you're enjoying it back home in Australia, and our coverage right throughout this tour. We've been away for over a month now, and on behalf of all the players and the team management, we'd like to send a special welcome today back to all their family and friends back home in Australia. And also on behalf of the Channel 10 crew, we've been away since day one with the side. We're missing everybody back at home, especially tonight. A happy birthday to our director's wife, Lynn Catt. Have a big one, Lenny, and also to Narelle Hughes. Happy anniversary. All right. 5 weeks, the 5 matches have gone by now on this Kangaroo Tour of 1990. They have remained unbeaten, the Kangaroos. They have blitzed some great sides. He is second only to Martin Afire here in England, as far as pace is concerned, out on the wing. Daly with an overlap with Meninga. Meninga into full stride. He's got Hancock with him. Meninga won't need anybody. He returns to Knowsley Road as skipper and picks up the first try of the tour.
Walters, there's plenty of Australians this side. They go straight down the centre through Sheridan. Sheridan flicks it up and Roach will score a super try. Great football, Sheridan and Roach.
Hope you're enjoying this Just Jeans Kangaroo Tour exclusively on Channel 10. Try to Australia. Eddinghausen will get a hat-trick. It came again from another St Helens mistake inside their own 22. Dwyer, little chip ahead, but Alexander's waiting. Look at that acceleration. He's got Meninga inside. Meninga's going to come back to Knowsley Road with a double on game 1 of the Kangaroo Tour. In game 2 against Wakefield Trinity, the Kangaroos had to battle the conditions and an incredible penalty count from a referee who played a key role in a controversial match. Somebody's off. Carroll has been marched. Australia now looking to shift it. Stewart trying to get his backs organised on the left. Quick balls required. Lyons with a chance. Lyons with plenty of support. Kevin Walters gets a clever try. They set up beautifully for that. Bobby Lindner smiles on the bench. Benny Elias with a quick restart. Not worrying about any kicks here. Shearer's gone infield looking for it. Lyons basketball over the top. Fittler to step off the left foot. Can he get a try in his first match? The youngest Kangaroo to ever tour Great Britain. Game 3 saw the pride of the English Rugby League, the champions of Wigan, enter the fray. But before a packed house, the Kangaroos blew them away.
Now here's Daly, the little scrubber kick through. He's got it back, he's got Eddinghausen with him. Eddinghausen will score. Andrew Eddinghausen scores for Australia.
Yes, they continued on, and they also destroyed Leeds and Cumbria. Today they hope to destroy Great Britain. We will take a break here at Wembley. Back with a lot more of the atmosphere. The teams are already lining up in the tunnel for that famous march down there. We'll be back right after this message. Don't you go away.
It's hard to find what you need. Hard to find what you need unless it's right here, just right here. Oh yeah, just you, just me, just jeans.
For your guide to Melbourne's parks and gardens, call 670-4444. No wonder people like to park themselves in Melbourne.
Milka.
It takes a special kind of cow to give a special kind of milk that makes a very special chocolate. Milka, there is no chocolate more tempting.
For Carnival is here, and placing a bet is so simple. Just fill in the venue, the race, your selection, and the number of units. Then place the card in here, and good luck.
On the TAB.
Sunday, for the first time.
We're just trying to get to the truth.
Prepare to be shaken and moved.
Mississippi will be proud of you.
By the most powerful movie you will see on television this year.
You struck a blow for the white man.
1964. America was at war with itself. 2 FBI agents were at war with each other.
We do it my way.
Starring Gene Hackman and Willem Dafoe.
What's wrong with these people?
Presented by Toyota, Sunday, 8:30 on 10, Mississippi Burning.
The players are just waiting to come out of the tunnel here to make their way onto Wembley Stadium for this first test match between Australia and Great Britain. Plenty of colour in the crowd, that famous green and gold showing out brightly today as the crowd now joins in traditionally with a version of the Land of Hope and Glory. Well, I don't know about everybody back at home, but the hair is really standing up on the back of my neck here at Wembley Stadium. What it must be for this Australian team. The first time that the Australians have played a test here since 1973. Graham Lowe, you've experienced this. This is a great day for rugby league.
It certainly is, and I noticed that both sets of players coming out weren't waving to the crowd at all, because that is the dangerous part. When you come to Wembley, walking out across the turf is just so, you lose so much nervous energy. And if you allow the crowd to get to you too much, 5 minutes into the game, you're gone.
Is that a danger period? Do you think the Australians, not having been here before with this sort of thing, can they be upset in the first 15 minutes?
No, I don't think it will worry them, because I took particular notice on how they did come out, and they came out in a very determined manner with obviously their minds locked onto the job. I think that they'll take the stadium, well within their capabilities.
Is it a case of Ellery Hanley just having to produce a super game?
Well, he certainly does have to produce a big game, but he can't be left standing by his teammates. That's the key. They can't rely on Ellery. I saw an article in the paper that's saying the buck stops here, and a photo of Ellery Hanley. Well, that's very unfair. He's got to be well supported by the 12 other players. I personally think Andy Gregory is the player that'll cause most damage.
Well, Bobby Fulton has said that his old teammate at Manly and a Great Britain Test player, a great player for the side. As we see the side now being presented, Lord Taslim, the chairman of British Coal, the sponsors of the side of the tour over here in Great Britain. He said that Malcolm Reilly, Graham, has turned around English football with this Test side.
Well, he has. They've had a great victory over New Zealand just recently. They won that series 2-1, with an underrated side, a very inexperienced side. He took over a lot of young blokes there, and they came up trumps, and he's instilled a determined manner about the way they go about things. If you look at Fulton and you look at Malcolm Reilly side by side, they look like they're out of the same mould. They're very, very professional in what they do, and they're both very hard, tough men.
Ken Arthurson, the chairman of the Australian Rugby League. What a proud man he would be today as he shakes hands with the Australian team. We'll go across now to the Great Britain side, who must be very, very nervous. Hanley has been here before. Gregory has been here before. Hampson. They've got 5 players that have played at Wembley. That's a huge plus.
Well, it is, because, anybody who doesn't get a chill up their spine when you're hearing that Land of Hope and Glory, player or spectator, has got to have ice in his veins, and at least if you've been here before, it is a bit of a help.
Kevin Ward has got a substitute's jacket on. He's going to be an important man. I thought he might have been a starter.
Well, I'm sure that Bobby Fulton will be very, very pleased to see him sitting on the bench beside us over here at the start of the game.
Now, also, Paul Dixon just being made welcome. Lee Jackson, a young man at Hull that has gone places, wearing the number 9, the hooker for the Great Britain team.
Yeah, well, he has gone places, same as that fellow there, Harrison. I'd be interested to see how he goes because a lot of raps on him, and he's up against a very, very tough front row.
Gary Schofield, who just went by in the 6 jumper, outplayed some thought Daly in the Leeds clash. He's been in great form and so much experience.
Well, he seems to have come on. He's got a new lease in life, and he, in recent games, his defence has been outstanding.
And Steve Hampson, who has played so confidently at the back, the manager of the Great Britain side there alongside Hampson, Morris Lindsay. He says welcome to Ken Arthurson. We're just standing by for the national anthems here. The first time rugby league to be played at Wembley in 17 seasons. Last time Australia, it wasn't such a good occasion. Back in 1973, the Australians went down 21 points to 12 on that occasion. Today, England are trying to rewrite the history books. Fulton with some last-minute instructions to Meninga, to his side, just trying to settle them down with this great occasion. Keith Barnes is out there, the manager, talking to Gary Belcher, trying to say to this side, keep it all cool. All we want to do is worry about our game in the opening moments. We now stand by here at Wembley for the playing of both national anthems.
The Great Britain captain. He's only played 2.5 matches this year. Gets his team together as the Australians go to the bottom end of the field to go through the preliminaries. What a great day as the Australian team is being introduced to this big crowd at Wembley. Turned 21 just last Sunday. This week, he's at Wembley Stadium for a test match. Big Steve Roach, what a great day for him. What a great day for Kathy and the families that have family at home watching, and the boxing kangaroo here to cheer on Mark McGaw. In doubt early in the week. It'll be hot in there, but perhaps it won't be so hot later in the day as the Great Britain side. Most of these players have experienced Wembley before. Steve Hampson, the man from Wigan, who almost got Illawarra home in the midweek cup competition a few years ago. Lyon and Carl Gibson, who we saw play so well last week for Leeds. Big roar for Schofield. Gary Schofield, of course, had a great time with both Balmain and Western Suburbs. Andy Gregory. There's some who suggest he could be the man of the match today. He is very fired up for a big match. There's Paul Dixon, who played so well in the second row last week for Leeds, playing at prop forward this afternoon. And Dennis Betts, who hails from Wigan, and the man who's loved throughout the world for his footballing prowess. Many Australians hope he doesn't play so well today, though. Ellery Hanley, the Black Pearl. What a player he is, but they'll need him to produce his exquisite best today, Great Britain, to take this match. The crowd wait in anticipation. And the referee, Alain Sableros, from France, controlling his first ever international. And perhaps the most interesting thing about Sabrelos will be his interpretation, and Mal Meninga may have some puzzling questions to ask early on. Meninga really getting into the players, just laying down the rule, trying to keep everyone calm. And Graham Hughes, after that dash, you just about go through the marathon after that run.
Might make a comeback after that one, David. I tell you, it's a long way from the other side here at Wembley. And the sun has started to come back out, which will certainly make them smile on the bench, Tony Durkin and Graham Lowe.
Well, yes, Graham, the sun has just started to peep through. Light rain falling, but what an absolutely unbelievable atmosphere. And as we've discussed in the last half hour, Graham Lowe, you're used to this.
Yeah, it's certainly great. It's tremendous to be able to sit down here with Channel 10 right on the sideline in the middle of the action.
And in the middle of the Australian camp.
Yeah, I'm getting a few dirty looks from the other side, I can tell you.
Yeah, there he is. Graham Lowe will be right throughout the match staying with us here. Hope you enjoy our exclusive coverage back home in Australia. And we thank Just Jeans once again for their tremendous support so far on tour. They're with us right through all three tests and all the matches. You will see it all right on Channel 10, live tonight from Wembley Stadium in London. The captains pose for a photograph. And there will be a replay tomorrow back home. I should say later on Sunday, 4 o'clock on Channel 10, the replay of this match, the first test. Kevin Ward all greased up. The controversial selection, the man who played at Manly under the control of Bob Fulton. He knows how good he is, and he's happy that he's not starting this test match. So the job is now ahead of Great Britain. 37 matches Australia have gone undefeated in England from 1982. And the ball just climbs off the mound as Gary Schofield gets set for the kickoff. Our nerves going to play their part. Great Britain won the third test of 1988, 26-12 at the Sydney Football Stadium. That was their only success. Tonight, let's see how deep they can dig to bring out what would be the greatest upset in rugby league. Sirinen. He got the ball back on the inside from Belcher, and the defenders just swarmed in. Bella, he fumbles. Maybe there are plenty of nerves right at the start. Gregory, this crowd straight away gets behind the Englishman. Roy Powell just outside the